I would have despaired unless I had believed I would see the goodness of God in the land of the living. Boy, doesn't that just sound like about where we are today? I think everyone in the United States and many people in the whole world have been through those emotions this past week, from despair and elation to confusion. So we want to speak a little bit to you today about something that David pointed out in Psalms 27:13. So thousands of years ago, he speaks to us through this about how we can change our feelings of despair into hope. And the key to that is thankfulness.
So the scripture says, I would have despaired unless I had believed I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So David's really speaking to us to saying that, hey, I would have been downtrodden. My heart would have hurt. My mind would have hurt. I would have despaired. Despair is a powerful word. It means to just be completely without, right? Just to be completely destroyed, to despair. There's a lot of people who are despairing right now, on both sides of the aisle. It's been very interesting to see that those who have won are now disappointed to see that those that lost are upset. And so, as you can see, that we really have something in common with David here, is that we would have despaired. But the answer was that unless he would have believed that he would see the good of the Lord in the land of the living.
That means right here and right now. That doesn't mean just in heaven when our life is over. That means right here, right now. So that means that we can believe, we can see the goodness of God right here. And you know what? The goodness of God is right here, right now for us to see. So what we're going to talk about is changing our focus from the things that are causing us feelings of despair to the other things that cause us joy and peace and love in our hearts. So what we have found is something that Isaiah also talks about in Isaiah 61. He says, God has given us beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. So because of Jesus, we can exchange that sadness and that mourning for the oil of joy. So he's given us the ability to be thankful and joyful in the midst of circumstances, which is a hugely powerful position and a hugely powerful tool to have in our lives.
And we're not really just talking about the good things that are going on per se, but really even more pointed, the things that you didn't do, right? So the things that God has done in your life, whether you acknowledge him or not. It's a good idea to start understanding that not everything that's good that happened in your life came from your own hand. A lot of it came from God. A lot of the things that you could never manufacture or produce in your own strength. And so what we're suggesting is that you change that you change your understanding by acknowledging the good things that are going on in your life that you didn't do and that are happening and that you're really, really thankful for.
Now, it's real easy to think, well, there are some good things, but there's also some bad things. So how do I know that that's God, that's not God doing the bad as well? Well, James clears that up right up for us in James 1:17 when he says, every good thing and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. So that means that God is always the same all the time, and he's always going to be giving you good things and perfect gifts. So just take a minute when you're feeling down and despairing and change your focus to the good things in your life. And we do this as a game in our family. When one of us, whether the kids or the adults, is struggling with a bad attitude, we'll say, okay, time for the thankful game.
Yep.
So here's what it looks like. I'll come in and I'll be kind of grumbling about my car's not working. My tires keep going flat and or the dog is dealing with some health issues, or one of the kids is sick or something like that. And then Greg will say, hey, what would you say?
It's time for the thankful game.
Which I'd love to hear.
Oh, the flesh hates it, buddy. The flesh hates the thankful game. The flesh doesn't want to play the thankful game, but your spirit man does. And so we're gonna let our spirit man be in control, and not our flesh.
And so Greg will say, "Okay, give me 5 things you're thankful for."
5 things, And after the first 5, the first 5 always come real easy. Like, well, I'm thankful that the sun is shining.
I'm thankful I have food.
Thankful that I have food. I'm thankful that I have coffee in the house or whatever. But you run out of those real fast. Those are low quality thankfulness items, right? But so I always go, all right, it's time for another 5. And then sometimes I will literally sit there and say, I want 25 things. And what that does is it makes you dig deep. It makes you dig down into who you are and what you're really thankful for. And makes you also acknowledge what's going on. You know, how much God has blessed you in your life and you don't even know it.
And I'll be honest with you, sometimes we let our flesh and our souls be in control of our mouth, and that's when we're going the wrong direction. Yeah. But when we start being thankful, we're letting our spirit, man, control what we're saying. And when our spirit's controlling our mouth, man, that's powerful. And so we could just start rattling off things like, well, I'm really thankful that we're all healthy. I'm really thankful that we get to go out today, and we're actually going to go out and buy some shoes for our boys. God, I thank you that we're able to do that.
Thankful that our children are being well educated, and that they're happy, and that there's so many good things. I could go on and on and on.
And we should.
Yeah, and we should. So what we're going to do is we're going to challenge you guys to be thankful. And what we want you to do is we want you to include it in the comments section of this video. And then we want you to share it out to somebody else who's maybe struggling. And let's help people by teaching them to be thankful.
I'm thankful that we live in a country that allows us to have voting. There are a lot of countries that don't even have voting.
Yeah. So we want you to share this video. We want you to also put down your 10 things that you're thankful for. And don't just throw down there, I'm thankful for air, right? Don't do
that's
that.
A good thing.
Yes, and I'm thankful for air.
Think of high quality.
Yes. But let's make this a lot more personal, with the intent of knowing that we're going to come out of despair and start walking in joy. And that's super important. So we're Greg and Sharon Fletcher, and we believe that you can have God's best for your life, and we're here to help.